What's up, Pirates? Wraith and Jim here with Awaken TCG, and today we're back with OP07 overview again. As you guys know, all the cards were released on the official One Piece website, and so we're going to go over all the colors, and today we are going over blue. So we're going to go ahead and start off with our leader, Boa Hancock, which a lot of people are excited for, especially seeing that we got a manga Boa, a little spoiler. But yeah, let's go ahead and go over blue.
So, Boa Hancock, going to be our mono blue leader this time around with the standard 5,000 power and 5 life. Going to have the 7 warlords and Kuja pirates type. The effect is going to read on your turn, once per turn. Whenever you remove a character from the field with one of your own effects, could be an opponent's character or one of your characters, if you have 5 or fewer cards in your hand, you get to draw 1 card. So, in my opinion, I think this is the best mono blue leader that is not archetype restricted like, say, Inami or Ivankov. So the best generically strong mono blue leader they printed to this date. I know a lot of people don't like this leader if they think it's bad. And to that, let me just give you a few scenarios. If we're running like anything like Croc or Blue Luffy was running, just generically good blue cards and blue removal, and these are already decent decks. This just cranks them up by 100, right? 3,000 worlds on curve, and now turns 3,000 worlds to a bottom deck of 5, draw 1. Turns 9 cost Mihawk into play 9 cost Mihawk. Bottom deck of 7, draw 1. Red Rock, 6 Dawn, remove anything, draw 1. This is going to be so insane because all of your removal is going to basically replace itself at the same time while you're removing one of your opponent's cards. And I think this leader is going to be amazing, and I really, really hope she does well in this meta.
Yeah, I mean, you said it perfectly. All those effects that you are going to play anyway now just become a draw 1, which it feels really good. You probably have to aggressively counter out to always make sure that your next turn you're going to be at 5 cards at least when you're going to play your bottom effect or your send back. What does F effect work here? Because it's sending back, right?
Yeah. Say you could send back one of your characters to hand, that would indeed work. Yeah, it's any of your effects. So pretty much, any like bounce back to hand effect or bottom deck effect, right? It's gonna want to work on.
So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what people can cook up with this Boa Hancock leader. Definitely seems good. People are like, I think they're thinking it's going to underperform. It's underwhelming, but I personally believe it's going to be stronger than what people are assuming.
Yeah, I really don't think people that say this leader is bad understand blue or have played against a good blue Croc or mono blue Luffy player. Shout out Colin. I'm definitely a defender of this card and looking forward to seeing what she can do. Next up here, we've got Edward Weevil, going to be a 4 cost, 5,000 power with 1,000 counter, and the 7 Warlords of the Sea type. This one is going to read Dawn X1. When attacking, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, put them in any order you like, and place them back on the top or bottom. So, obviously, this card is being printed for Blue Doffy from OP01. And if I'm playing Blue Doffy right now, I'm 100% slotting this card in. A perfect 4/5 for my leader effect that also is going to rearrange the top 3 on top of that. Yeah, this is a staple in that deck.
Yeah, 100%. No, you're probably gonna run this alongside. I'm blanking out. What's the 3-drop blocker?
Doflamingo.
Doflamingo. Blue being able to rearrange the top 3 cards is always such an advantage because you're basically, what's the word I'm looking for? You're optimizing your draws. You know, obviously it's only top 3 or some are even top 5, but like you're optimizing your draws, which gives you such an advantage. And then a card like this, you know, just being able to do it every turn when attacking. So if something like this sticks, like, you know, you're just getting free value. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, really good card. I think only in Blue Doffy though.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And another 4 cost 5k with 2k counter this time, and going to have the 7 Warlords and Brockworks type. We've got Crocodile is going to be on play. Can tap 1 Dawn and then return 1 character with the cost of 2 or less to its owner's hand. So, this is a 2k, so the effect is a bit weak. If this was like a normal card with 1k counter, you probably wouldn't have to tap 1 Dawn. but it is making you do that, so you can return like a Perona back to hand to rearrange your top 5 once again, or you can bounce one of your opponent's cost 2 cards that you don't want on board anymore. Just a good 2K that I think you're running in Doflamingo. If you guys don't know, there's going to be a ton of 4-cost characters that they're really pushing for Blue Doffy.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a good 2K you probably want to run, just to be able to, see more cards on the top of your deck when you use that Blue Doffy effect. Because a lot of the times, what set that deck back is if you just don't have your set the top cards of your deck in the order if you want, like a Perona or something early on, and you blindly play the effect and you whiff, that just feels really bad. So I mean, I'm liking that we're getting a lot of cards that are going to be ran to be able to just up the consistency on that. Like you said, they're really pushing for it.
Yep. Next up here we've got Gloriosa or Nyan Granny, going to be a 1 cost 0 power with a 1000 counter and the Amazon Lily type. I'm going to read on play. You can look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal 1 card other than Gloriosa with the Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type and add it to your hand. Then put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order you like. So 1 cost searcher for Amazon Lily and Kuja Pirates. I'm honestly not sure why they gave this 0 power. It's just a standard searcher and should probably have 2k power. I guess it's because it could search for 2 different types. But I mean, we'll have to see how good Amazon Lily and Kuja is to know if we're going to play this card.
Yeah, I mean, it is, like you said, 2 different types, which a lot of the times searchers will just have 1 type, unless it's like, search for a red event, right, which opens up the door for so many different cards. But yeah, I don't like that it has 0 power.
Yeah, we'll see. We will definitely see. Next up here, we've got Gecko Moria. Going to be a 5 cost, 6000 power with 0 counter. Going to be a 7 Warlords of the Sea and Thriller Bark Pirates type card. And going to read once per turn if your leader has the 7 Warlords type and this character leaves the field due to one of your opponent's effects, one of your characters other than Gecko Moria can be sent back to its owner's deck instead. At the bottom of the deck. So pretty much going to negate any removal. This counts bottom decks, by the way, so if they try to remove this card, you can just kind of remove one of your other cards instead. I don't think this is bad, but I don't really love it. It's only a 5/6 with no counter. It's not like it's going to be the most threatening card in the world. Also, just playing it on curve probably won't feel good. I wish this was a 4 cost. If this was like a 4/5, maybe it would be better, so we could play it in Doffy, but I don't love it.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you probably have to play this, on 5 Dawn, on 6 Dawn, which, wastes your whole turn. You can't leader effect. You can't, right? It is a sticky body, but you're going to have something on the board beforehand. I don't know how good this is going to be, but at least we're getting some options against, Gecko Moria, Black Leader, and Sakazuki. We're getting some answers to finally be able to, hopefully minimize their dominance.
Right. Next up here, we've got Salome. Is a 1 cost, 2000 power with the 1000 counter character with the Animal and Kuja Pirate type. This one going to read on your turn, on play. Up to one of your Boa Hancock cards gets 2000 power for the turn. So another one of these kind of cards like we saw back in the red video for Ace. For 1, we're converting 1 into 2000 worth of power. And is that good in Boa? I don't think so. You can like send this card back to hand and like repeat the effect, which they may be going for. And then you could draw with Boa, get that ninja going. But I don't think this card's good enough to ever run.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to think in situations on like where you can actually run this. I mean, something like this, you kind of only ever run for a game, just to get a big swing. But yeah, I don't really like it. It's a very small body with only a 1k counter. Maybe if it was a 2k counter, but
yeah,
for 1k counter, I don't really like it.
And neither do I. Next up here, we've got Dracule Mihawk, going to be an 8 cost, 10,000 power with no counter and the 7 Warlords of the Sea type, and going to be real simple. Just on play, draw 1 card. This card, the only deck that makes me think you'd maybe play this in is like Blue Yellow Queen, maybe. Other than that, Blue has enough big bodies at this point where you don't really need to run cards like this. So I don't love it.
Yeah, I mean, especially in Boa, like, you know, you'd rather run a 7-drop Doflamingo to send something back to be able to draw, or
Yeah.
like a Mihawk
For sure.
9-drop. Just playing this raw for 8 Dawn feels kind of bad. Yeah, you do get to draw one, but I feel like if you run, you know, these other bigger bodies in blue that actually have, you know, good effects that will help you while also drawing are just better.
Yeah, definitely a mid card. Next up here, we've got Jinbe, going to be an SR and a 4-cost, 5,000 power with a 1,000 counter, and the Fishman, 7 Warlords, and Sun Pirates type. That is a lot of types, but going to be on play. Up to one character other than Jinbe. You can play one character other than Jinbe with a cost of 4 or less that has the 7 Warlords type onto the field. So, from your hand. This is insane in Blue Doflamingo. This is so good. Getting this off of leader effect and then playing another card from your hand is going to be so powerful. Just the amount of board flood for 3 Dawn while you're swinging 7 is so good. Just a 4-up staple in that deck for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to increase the tempo so much in the early game, which is kind of what you struggled with, right? You would play one character, but then it's rested, so they would get rid of that one character. Then you play another one character while you're swinging, then get rid of one character. So you never really had the opportunity to really build that board unless, you know, you kind of just, your opponent break, then you perfectly saw what you needed. But this is like every other color, it's what they're getting. It's I don't know. I think I talked about this in my interview with Jonas and how he was saying the game is getting geared towards more faster tempo plays, like dropping Holly. Now we have this 4-drop where we're, you know, dropping another one, right? So we're getting these play one, drop another one, right? We have what is it? Ulti, Dawn -1, play at page 1, right? So these cards that have, you know, these tempo based plays is what we're kind of seeing more. And so it's going to be interesting to see if that's what they keep doing or if they start changing it up. But yeah, this effect in Blue Doffy is going to be insane.
Yeah, almost want to say that deck's going to be really good, but honestly, I hope not.
Yeah.
Next up here, we've got Sengoku, going to be a 1-cost, 2,000 power with 1,000 counter, Navy type card. This one going to read, on play, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal 1 7 Warlords of the C-type card, add it to your hand, and then put the rest at the bottom of the deck. So, 1-cost Searcher for the Warlord type. Really cool. But in Doflamingo specifically, I don't know if you run this card. We're already organizing the top deck and bringing cards out. I don't think there's a reason to use this, especially because if you did do that, it's going to ruin your top 5. Maybe you run this in Boa if you run enough Warlord type characters that remove bodies from board, but in Doflamingo specifically, I don't like this card.
Yeah, people were saying when this released that, oh, you can search Gecko Moria 8-cost in Sakazuki, which is true, but there's not, you know, like that's all you're searching for. And if you really need it, I mean, maybe you can tag in a couple of these searchers, and if you see the searchers and then, you know, a turn before you need that 8-cost, you can play this and hope to hit it. But other than that, like you said, it's just, you know, the 7 Warlords archetype doesn't really need searchers because you're always rearranging the top cards. Yeah, I mean, it's a generic searcher, so if it's able to be ran, it will be. So it's not a bad card.
It is usually never bad. Next up here, we've got Trafalgar Law. It's a 4-cost, 4,000 power with a 2k counter. Going to be another 7 Warlords card and Heart Pirates. This one's going to read, activate main. You can return this character to your hand. If your opponent has 6 or more cards in their hand, they can put 1 card from their hand at the bottom of their deck. This card is another fantastic card in Doflamingo. A 2k counter that, say, if you played off leader effect, you can just return to hand. So you basically drew a 2k, and then your opponent has to discard 1 card. That is so strong. Definitely 4 of Doflamingo.
Yeah, no, this card is going to be insane. All while being a 2k, you know, you're running 4 of these. Obviously, a lot of these colors now are starting to have a wide range of 2Ks to run. So yeah, eventually you're gonna start seeing, you know, a lot of different combos of 2Ks being ran. But yeah, this one's amazing.
Very, very good. Specifically in Doflamingo. Speaking of Doflamingo, we've got another Doflamingo character card. Going to be a 3-cost, 4,000 power with no counter, and the 7 Warlords and Don Quixote Pirates type. This one going to read, activate main. Once per turn, you can rest 2 Don, and then reveal the top card of your deck. If it has 4 or less cost and 7 Warlords of the sea type, you can play it onto the board rested, and then put the other 2, or sorry, if you did not hit, you can put it at the bottom of your deck. So literally a leader Doflamingo effect, but we have it on this 3-cost character and then you have to do rest an additional 2 Don. But obviously you can repeat the effect. It's not like you even have to rest this guy, so if they don't have removal, he can do this many times throughout the game. But I actually don't know if I like it. I mean, maybe you're running it if you're going like an all Warlord version with no top deck Rangers, but other than that, I don't know if I like this guy.
I do. I personally like it. I feel like you can definitely run some of this. Because if you really think about it, the meta is take first life regardless anyway. You won't, at the highest level, you rarely will see people countering out of first life. So you can swing 5 on 3 Dawn, play this instead of going swing 7, drop a body. You play this, and then for your following turn, you can do both leader effect and this. Leader effect, Jinbe, play another 4-drop, play this, play another 4-drop. You just filled the board, and you swung 7.
Right.
And
this is sorry. Yeah. This is assuming it doesn't get removed though. I think it's a pretty easily removable card.
I agree, but you have to understand Sakazuki on 4 Dawn usually want to drop a body. If they don't drop a body, they're in murky waters because, you know, next turn you're gonna flood the board anyway with your leader effect. So if they end up not playing a 4-drop body and getting rid of this, I think that's a bigger benefit. I mean, now we're just getting into like lines of matchups, but yeah, I like this card. I would definitely run it.
Okay, yeah, definitely interested to see where this card goes for sure. Next up here, we've got Bakin. Is a 2-cost, 0 power with 0 counter. And she's going to have the Weevil's Mother archetype. That is hilarious. And then we're going to have on play appear, play one of your Edward Weevil cards at the cost of 4 or less from your hand, rested. So there are 2 good 4-cost Edward Weevil cards you'd probably be running in Doflamingo. So even if we were running all 8, I don't know if we'd play this card. It doesn't even have counter. I think this is pretty bad.
Yeah, definitely troll. I mean, you got to play a 4-drop on 2 Dawn, but let's be honest, like you're not running this.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Next up here, we've got Boa Sandersonia. Is going to be a 3-cost, 3,000 power with 2K counter, and the Kuja Pirates type, so a searchable 2K counter with the searcher we looked at previously. This one going to read, on play, if there are 2 or more characters with Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates on your field, and this does count itself, so you only have to have 1 more, you can return one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less to the hand. So for 3, we return a 3-cost back to hand on a 2K. Obviously, very much locked to the Amazon Lily Kuja Pirates type, which up till now, I don't know if we've seen enough good cards for us to be running that. So for that reason, I don't like this card.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a 2K. The effect is pretty trash. For 3 Dawn to send back a 3 is kind of bad. Yeah, I don't think you ever even run this 2K. I don't like that.
Kuja Pirates would have to be really good for you to run this. Next up here, though, we have a good Kuja Pirates card. It is going to be our Boa Hancock SR, the one that is going to be getting our manga art this set. This one going to be a 6-cost, 8,000 power with no counter. Going to read, on play, up to one character other than Monkey D. Luffy cannot attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. Then place up to 1 character at the cost of 1 or less at the bottom of its owner's deck. So 6/8 that locks a card down and also puts a 1 cost to the bottom. This could be one of your opponent's 1 cost or one of your 1 costs. Say a searcher you just played, you can just say, I don't really need that, and let me put it to the bottom, and that will activate my Boa Hancock leader effect, drawing me a card. So I think this is just a generically strong blue card, even better in blue Boa.
Yeah. So you're saying that's a lore effect? How?
Oh, with the Monkey D. Luffy, yes. Luffy is the only character that is not affected by her love fruit because he has absolutely no attraction to women. The only thing he thinks about is becoming the Pirate King.
This is hilarious, by the way.
Yeah.
Uh, Luffy is a better man than me. Anyways, yeah, this card is really good. I like it. I think I mean, the bottom of one is okay. You know, if there's a
Yeah.
one, but I mean, it's a 6/8, right?
Yeah, it's just it's an extra effect tacked on. It's got a vanilla body, and then you could draw one if you do have a one cost somewhere.
Yeah. So, yeah, really good. And then this is the manga art
Yes, it is.
of this card. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, people are gonna drop money for that. That's all I know.
Yeah. I mean, this card could be terrible, and the fact that it's a Boa Hancock manga means people are going to buy it. Next up here, we've got Boa Marigold, going to be a 5 cost, 6,000 power with a 1,000 counter, Kuja Pirate character. Let's see if we get a good Kuja Pirates card. This one going to read. On play, if there are 2 or more characters on the field with Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates, so same thing as our other one, place 1 character with the cost of 2 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck. This card is ass. This card's really bad.
If it said like a 5 or less, okay, maybe we're talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so close. Nope, trash.
Yeah, Kuja's not good, guys. I think that's what we're coming down to here. So, which
Yeah.
also, no, go ahead.
I was like, Kuja Pirates for this set is like, what's the ancestral dragons of the?
Oh yeah, they just didn't get their support.
Yeah, they just had fun making these.
They really did. Next up here, we've got Portgas D Ace, a 5 cost, 6,000 power with 1,000 counter blue character with the Whitebeard Pirates type. And also going to be a blocker. So a 5/6 blocker, those usually tend to be good. Let's see what it does. Going to be on play, draw 2 cards, put those 2 cards, put those 2 cards in hand in any order, and then place it on top or bottom of deck. So basically you're going to draw 2 cards, and then you can put any other 2 cards from your hand back on the top of your deck. So
Or on the bottom.
Or on the bottom if you don't like them, right? Which basically just means you cycled. But this card's super good. I think it's really fun. I like the effect of kind of just being able to set up your next 2 draws. Like, say you drop this on 5, and you know you're not going to be at 9 for the next 2 turns, and you have like a 9 cost Mihawk in hand, you could say, let me get rid of this 9 cost Mihawk and make sure I draw it in 2 turns. Really good card. Also really good in blue-yellow ace. I've been loving that deck, and I would definitely run this card in that deck.
Yeah. I mean, blue Whitebeard Pirate card, definitely interesting. But yeah, no, the effect is good. It's a 5/6 blocker, which is kind of the staple for like the best blockers in the game. That stat line is usually what is played in decks like 5/6 Kid, 5/6 Queen, 5/6. All those green blockers, Law. So has the stat line to be really good. And like you said, put back a card that you might need later to the top of your deck. You can draw it on curve. If you need it, you need it. If you don't, that's fine. You'll still have it for when you do. But yeah, it's not a bad card. I like it.
Yep, really cool card for sure. Next up here, we've got Margaret, another Amazon Lily type. Let's hope this one's good. Going to be a 3 cost, 2,000 power, really bad stat line with no counter as well. And going to be a blocker, fortunately, and just going to read on play, draw 1 card. Another really bad card. The only deck I could ever see playing this is Nami. Just because it's a generically easy way and cheap way to draw and get cards out of your deck in blue.
Yeah, very true.
While getting a blocker.
But 3 Dawn is kind of expensive. But I mean, on later turns, it probably isn't bad. If you have like 10 Dawn and you can drop 2 blockers, leave 4 up, you drew 2, probably wouldn't feel too bad. Now your opponent's forced to get rid of these blockers as well. So definitely, you make a point. But man, these Amazon Lily cards are so bad, and the Fuji Pirates, what are they called? Kuja Pirates, yeah. Trash.
Not it. Definitely not it. Next up here, we've got Snake Dance. Going to be a Kuja Pirates 2 cost counter event. This one going to read on counter. Give one of your leaders or characters 4,000 power for the battle. Then return one of your characters to your hand. Interesting. Let's look at the trigger. You can return one of your characters to your hand. Return one of your opponent's characters at the cost of 5 or less to their hand.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, not bad.
Tie it back to hand.
Yeah, I could see
Send
maybe
back
playing
to
this in
backdrop.
Nami, right? Return.
Yeah, you can play
Yeah,
Nami for sure.
it's kind of similar to Overheat, but a little bit more flexible than Overheat for sure. But obviously, you can't get rid of opponents' characters, but I think it has a better trigger.
Yeah, way better trigger.
Yeah, you would love getting that trigger in Nami for sure.
Yeah, stop that aggression. Make them waste the whole turn where they played a 5-drop. You send that back. Oh, you're in, you're feeling good.
All these Kuja Pirates cards being better in Nami is pretty funny. Next up here, we've got Slave Arrow. Going to be a 1-cost 7 Warlords and Kuja Pirates event. Going to read on counter, you can return one of your characters with the cost of 2 or more to your hand. And then your leader, one of your characters, gets 4,000 for the battle. So this is going to be kind of like a blue Rad Beam. And then the trigger is going to be draw 2 cards and put 2 cards from your hand at the bottom of your deck in any order. So a 2-card cycle on trigger is not bad. And the 1 cost for 4K is really good. It is a 2 cost or more, so in Nami we actually can't return Kai to hand. But say you could return something else you'd want back in hand, like maybe that's 3 cost blocker we just saw that drew a card.
Yeah.
So yeah, another card that I honestly think is just better in Nami.
Yeah, 100%. You definitely don't run Kuja at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is good. A 1 for 4 is always good, right?
Yeah.
Best counter events in the game is 1 for 4.
For sure. Next up here, we've got Perfume Femur. Going to be a 2-cost, another 7 Warlords and Kuja Pirates event. This one going to read, during main, choose one of your characters with the 7 Warlords type. It gets 2,000 power for this turn, so this immediately pays for itself. It's 2 for 2k power. And then after that, your opponent cannot activate blocker if that selected card attacks for this turn. And then trigger draw 1 card. So this is a basically free blue version of Diable Jambe in red, which is very, very strong. You're probably running this in Boa, but you're definitely running this in blue Doflamingo. Warlords are your whole deck, and if you can like make any of them unblockable for the turn, I think that sounds insanely strong.
Yeah, so it's only for the selected character that you gave plus 2,000, correct?
Yes.
But yeah, no, just being able to Diable Jamb in blue is gonna be pretty hectic. Hopefully every color gets a card like this. Why not? Give it to green. Anyways, the trigger's not bad. You could definitely see this being ran in Doffy. Like you said, this is a strong card. I like this one.
Yeah, for sure. And next up here, we've got Isle of Women. Is going to be a 1-cost blue stage with the Amazon Lily type. Gonna read, activate main. You can discard 1 card from your hand and rest the stage. Then, if your leader has the Kuja Pirates type, return up to 1 of your characters with the Kuja Pirates or Amazon Lily type to its owner's hand. So, basically, for 1, you can discard a card to return a card back to hand every turn. That sounds pretty abysmal, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like let's cherry on top. Let's give them a bad stage.
The worst stage ever printed. I don't know why this couldn't just read activate main, bring 1 back to hand. Why did we have to discard a card?
Yeah, beats me. I don't like this at all. Very bad stage in my opinion. If we're wrong about this, I will delete this channel. No, these cards are really bad. They kind of just threw them in. They said, all right, well, we gave Doffy their support that they've been crying for, and then let's just finish off the set. Let's give our designers a break. You guys can just make bullshit cards, and here you go. So yeah,
not
that's
a great
what
archetype.
All right, Pirates, that is going to be the end of the blue overview. I hope you guys enjoyed it so much. Don't forget, at 5,000 subscribers, we're giving away 5 OP06 booster boxes, so stay tuned for that. That is going to be our biggest giveaway to date, and it's all, you know, thanks to you guys, so we appreciate all the support. Comment down below what OP07 leader you are going to look forward to the most, and yeah, just subscribe to our channel, like this video, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.